Listen to this. There's a new bill. It's being considered in Georgia. It would allow prayer in public schools. It would let students pray before, during and after school events and at events like pep rallies and football games. Judge Napolitano is here. I would suggest that that is profoundly unconstitutional.
I think you're on solid ground there, Mr. Varney. You know, I understand why politicians offer these bills because it makes them popular with people that would like the law to change. But the Supreme Court has ruled so consistently that we're talking about young people now. We're talking about people who are 17 years of age and younger. Some could be 18. And the Supreme Court has said when you force them to make a choice, religion or non-religion, listening and paying attention to the prayer or not listening and paying attention to the prayer, the forcing of them to make a choice is what touches the conscience of young people, and government may not do that.
Okay, now look, what we've done in America, in my opinion, is we've gone too far in the other direction. I have no problem whatsoever with a group of kids who want to hold Bible study on school property after school. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's not a war on religion. It's a club within the school.
Well, here's what the Supreme Court would say, and my sympathies are closer to yours than with the court, but the law is very, very clear. The use of public assets for an openly, notoriously religious purpose is not permitted by the First Amendment. Now, can you study the Bible as literature? Of course. Right. Can you study the Bible as history? Of course. Can classes be taught that in public schools? And again, we're talking about public schools. We're not talking about public universities. We're talking about secondary schools. Universities are different because students are older and more mature. So says the Supreme Court, and it's probably rational. But to use a public asset to promote a sectarian religion is what the Supreme Court has said the First Amendment was written to prevent.
But
now it has
gone too far.
Yes, it has cleansed the public marketplace of all rational, normal references to the existence of God. A very famous Supreme Court opinion with a fierce dissent by Justice Scalia, in which the Supreme Court blocked references to God at graduations, where you normally would expect something like that. You can't have a member of the clergy give a prayer at a graduation ceremony, even if everything that follows the prayer is purely secular.
Okay. Suppose the Georgia law, which is probably going to be struck down, but maybe it drags us back to the era of sanity, where you can mention Jesus in your classroom. You can mention Muhammad in your classroom.
You can mention that in a literary, artistic,
in
or
a religious
historical way.
Come on.
The Supreme Court has said not on government property, and quite frankly, these people in Georgia should know that.
Time's up.
Okay. You need a gavel. I saw you go like this with your hands.
I want a gavel.
Oh, my God.
Next
time I come out here, there's going to be a gavel?